Dear ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure and honor to present you at the third EIA International Conference on Smart Governance for Sustainable Smart Cities. First of all, let me welcome all panelists and audience, and I would like to express my gratitude for the opportunity to present our paper. This paper is being presented by Abood ALamoudi, Rotimi, Abidoye, and Lim. The topic of this paper is Critical Review of Citizen Participation in Achieving Smart Sustainable Cities, a case of Saudi Arabia. The concept of citizen participation has been widely adopted by the scholars, professionals, and government. In response to rapid urbanization challenges, many frameworks and models were developed, such as LEAD, REAM, and CASPEE. According to Yagit Kanla, Cameron, Futh, all 2018, smart cities still facing challenges in delivering smart. These challenges are heavy technocentricity, practice complexity, and ad hoc conceptualization of smart cities. Scholars argue that social, cultural, economy, and environment aspects are essential and pillars to successfully implement smart sustainable cities. The study problems are focused on three areas. First, there is no clear definition of the role and level of citizen participation in decision-making in the built environment. Second, there is no indication on how to engage citizens as the main stakeholder and users to contribute to the smart development. Third, there is very limited research focused on citizen participation in relation to achieving smart sustainable cities. The aim of this paper is to critically review the literature focused on engaging, empowering, and enabling citizens to participate in achieving smart cities in relation to three areas: decision-making, digital communication, and social cultural factors. Our objectives are to identify the most reported citizen participation papers in relation to these three areas. Second is to develop a conceptual framework that helps in demonstrating the gaps of the identity. The literature review. The initial emergence of the smart cities concept was in 1993. Presented in the context of communicating with residents in the neighborhood and their local businesses for leisure and convenience. The idea of sustainable smart cities has attracted many researchers in a wide range of disciplines. However, this concept has been used as a label, according to many researchers, and the meaning and the objectives are inconsistent. Scholars such as Bongazwe in 2019 see the hierarchy of citizen participation in three nodes. First, the digital citizen participation. Second, community engagement. Third, social cultural sustainability. Armstrong in 1969 argued that the citizen participation. This study adopted the preferred reporting item for systematic review and meta-analysis framework to identify, screen, and assess its literature review. The methodology follows three stages. First, identify keyword and search strings. This study conducted by applying thematic searches to retrieve the most relevant paper to this study. This table shows 31 papers were published in the scientific journals. This number is solid enough to conduct a critical review on smart cities in relation to citizen participation when compared with previous studies. As seen in this table, the sustainable cities and society has the highest number of final searches. The result undertaken into 5 dimensions. First, global smart cities trend. Second, annual publication of studies on citizen participation. Third, citizen participation publication in relation to smart cities. Fourth, authors affiliation. Last, active authors. We will discuss each one individually. The figure shows, first of all, global smart cities trend. The figure shows a world map for the top contributing countries based on the keywords used in this study. The result shows the top 5 countries where the study originated. In terms of geographical distribution, it is clear that the literature review did not fill the gap in Saudi Arabia region. Asia and Europe countries have intensely adopted the smart cities concept. In Asia, developed and developing countries such as Japan, Korea, India has developed or has been conducting a lot of research. This study shows there were 143 ongoing funded projects, of which 55 were based in Asia, 47 in Europe, 30 in the United States, and fewer than 10 in the Middle East and Africa. Huge investment from the European countries and Asian countries towards smart cities concept. This figure shows that there is a gap between these words, the searches words. In addition, there was an absorbed increase between 2012 and 2016 in smart cities publication. It also shows a flat trend of social cultural factors in relation to other keywords. This is followed by the digital communication, decision making, and is the publication since 2004 that has received the most focus. This is probably because it could be embedded with any research topic. In contrast with the social cultural factor and decision making, where few publications were recorded. Second, the annual publication of studies on citizen participation. Citizen participation was not given attention among scholars in the past. This figure shows that the degree of interest in the context of smart cities has increased dramatically in the past few years. The number of publications on citizen participation increased steadily from 1 paper to 2 papers between 2007 and 2015, then to 3 papers in 2016. The reason behind the lower number of publications per year is related to unavailability of data between 1980s and 2007. And also the appearance of the smart cities topic, which increased in 2014 and 2015 when the ICT, the information communication technology, gained the huge attention among the scholars. Thus, it can be assumed that the increase of number of studies on smart cities and urban sustainability contribution to the increased number of studies on citizen participation. In addition, the number of publications recorded in 2020 was the highest, and this is because Citizen participation has become a global trend among government bodies and the private sectors through various initiatives. This table, third, citizen participation publication in relation to smart cities. It also, this table demonstrates that citizen participation is interconnected heavily with urban sustainability and smart cities. Papers published prior to 2016 were mostly focused on considering citizens as a part of stakeholder management. However, recent articles demonstrate that citizen participation is not only a shared opinion, but also it's bridging the gap between technology and human needs. The study mentioned show how scholars view smart cities and implication for serving the built environment. Fourth, author affiliation. This study shows that the most authors are affiliated with universities, which represent 90.4% of publication, while government bodies and private sectors represent 9.6% together. The table shows each author affiliation, department and country, type of the organization, number of authors, and number of publication. The table shows that university scholars are the main contributors to smart cities researches. Also, it shows that 22 out of 52 researchers are from Europe. 6 are from Australia, 3 are from United States, and 8 are from Saudi Arabia. The Saudi Arabia university affiliation, only 2 out of 13 universities have conducted researches on smart cities. Active authors. The table shows that most active authors who have contributed to the research topic it also presents their contribution in the area of smart cities and citizen participation. Nevertheless, some of the author papers were not considered for this study because they did not meet the selection criteria outlined in the methodology section of this paper. There are 52 authors who significantly contributed to this research topic. However, these are the 5 top authors, showing their most contribution in these smart cities in relation to citizen participation. Develop a conceptual framework. Citizen participation is a pillar embedded in the various models and frameworks, and in the literature in general. According to Ernest Stone in 1969, understanding users' expectation will improve decision-making in government services. Based on the 3 dimensions identified in the literature review, a conceptual framework is proposed. Through the literature review, the following gaps were identified. The figure represents a conceptual framework for this study and the relationship between the dimension and to achieve outcomes linked to smart sustainable cities. These domains are decision-making, digital communication, and social cultural pillars. This model suggests how to answer the research questions about how when citizen participation would be determined and to what level empowering citizen participation uh, to what level government are willing to empowering citizen participation in decision making. This model is designed to in accordance with stakeholders management theory and urban sustainability theory, which are based on determining the relationship between power, legitimacy, and urgency that suggests a separation of stakeholders from non-stakeholders and the extent to which their contribution can influence decision making. There is not much contribution from the engaging with university scholars. It is worth mentioning that smart cities concept and citizen participation are not limited to built environment departments, but also engineering, industrial environment, school of policies and public administrations, and management information system departments are also contributing to the knowledge of this area. It could be concluded that the European countries are leading the contribution of smart cities, yet a widespread global collaboration between scholars has been observed. In terms of annual publication, the universality of data, the availability of data and the appearance of smart cities topic were the reason for the low number of publications in the past years. In addition, the main contributor to this study were scholars affiliated to universities. There is no much contribution from and engagement from the universities and the government bodies. It's worth mentioning that the smart city concept and citizen participation are not limited to built environment, but also, as seen in the table, that the other schools also contributing to the citizen participation in general. This study aims to examine the current body of knowledge of citizen participation in achieving smart cities globally. Thus, the objectives are to identify the most reported citizen participation in relation to other domains and to develop a conceptual framework that helps to in demonstrating the interconnection of the identified fields. The findings of this study contribute to the body of knowledge about the involvement of citizen participation globally by investigating Google Trends annual publication, citizen participation in relation to other domains, authors affiliation, and active authors. For future studies, there are gaps that must be filled between the following domains: decision making, digital communication, and social cultural factors. These gaps are there is a lack of research focusing on citizen participation as the driver in achieving smart sustainable cities. Therefore, this study presents a conceptual framework that will fill the gap in these areas. There is a lack of research focusing on citizen participation as the driver in achieving smart sustainable cities. There is a lack to examine the level of power to discover if governments are willing to share their power with citizens. Moreover, there is a need to explore these challenges and opportunities to provide ideal solutions for smart sustainable concepts, which will help to successfully achieve sustainable urbanization. For your reference, this is the reference list that you can be overgo and thank you very much for listening and giving your highest attention. This is Abood ALamoudi. Thank you very much.